right now. There's no longer a fight between Nyesom Wike and his political protege, Governor Siminalayi Fubara. They're now on the same page, talking peace, 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 peace. All right. I want to welcome our guests because we want to get a sense of what's happening in River State. It's been a while we talked about it. I have two gentlemen joining us this morning. Both of them are friends of mine. And I'd like to say good morning to Ikenga Chibike of the All Progressives Congress in River State. Mr. Chibike, good morning to you. Good to have you on the program.
Good morning, Kofi. Thanks for having me.
All right. And also, I want to say good morning to another good friend of mine, Mr. Darlington Nwauju of the All Progressives Congress. Darlington, good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Good morning, Kofi. Good morning.
All right. Good to have you on the program. You're both of the All Progressives Congress. I would like to start with you. How do we go this way? Okay, let me start with Darlington. To you in the All Progressives Congress, is this forthcoming local government election, or let me start with Ikenga, I'm sorry, please. Is this forthcoming local government election a welcome development, a sign that, the peace has finally returned to River State and River State can move forward politically and developmentally?
Okay, thank you, Kofi. But firstly, I'd like to request that subsequently, if you do want me to appear on your radio station, you must, as a necessity, let me know who I'm coming to discuss with, to avoid getting embarrassed on a live radio program, because I have chosen to play politics at the level I am and wouldn't want to go into altercations with persons who may not completely be averse to what's happening to or what's happening in River State. As a matter of fact, I don't want to continue to make more enemies or continue to dig deeper into disagreement. I think I've gone far above that level now. It's out of respect for you personally and therefore your radio station that I will continue this discussion. Otherwise, I would have just logged out. So that being said, well, the local government election had been fixed and primaries have been conducted. Candidates have emerged. And then we are all headed to the election that is fixed for 30th of August to consummating the local government election. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I'll respond to what you said subsequently, but let me give Darlington Nwauju the floor now. Darlington Nwauju, you're also a member of the All Progressives Congress in River State, like Ikenga Chibike. What's your reaction to this? The fact that primaries have been held. Parties have chosen their candidates, including your party, APC, and the election is going to be holding in a matter of days.
Well, Kofi, thank you again for inviting me to your show. There is no Democrat anywhere in the world that would not welcome with open arms engagements to have a democratic process run its full course, most especially in our climate where the third tier of government, that the local government system, has witnessed all manner of bantering and, if you like, shenanigans. Because the local government system has suffered a lot and has gone through several reforms, including the 1976 reforms, and several amendments, constitutional amendments, in order to panel beat the system to meet with the yearnings and aspirations of the people at the grassroots, because it's the closest to the people at the grassroots. And if you cannot talk masses leadership or governance without looking at how well the local government system runs. And so that said, when you talk about elections for the local government system, everybody who is interested in the well-being of that tier of government should be interested in talking about it, should be interested in fact, even glamorizing it, promoting it, and mobilizing for such elections. However, there are a few technicalities when it comes to the river situation. Owing to the state of emergency, and owing to the fact that not too long ago, in fact, last week, the INEC national chairman, Professor Mahmood, had come up with a statement which has trended. I'm sure you've seen that statement, and warning about giving short notices and all that. However, that is not even the argument. The argument is owing to the fact that the INEC, which is the principal election management body in Nigeria, had on June the 25th this year issued a press statement, which I now take or regard as a policy decision, that it will be unable to conduct elections in Kanatu constituency due to or owing to the state of emergency declared in Rivers State. And so for every onlooker or any analyst or persons interested in what is happening in Rivers State, one will now start asking the questions. If the principal election management body has given an excuse or has used the state of emergency as excuse as not being able to conduct elections to fill the vacant position at the State House of Assembly, how can a body, a state electoral body, which will in fact depend on the database from the INEC to seem to conduct a semblance of credible election? Because I can tell you for free that owing to the panderings and the machinations of state governors all these years, the local government system has not witnessed a truly democratic process in terms of choosing its leaderships. I must confess to that. So it's not about one governor or another governor. Governor comes, governor goes. They try to manipulate the system by planting stooges, persons who will be loyal to their political interest. That is a given. That is a fact. That's the reality on ground. So I'm not even talking about that very dark reality. However, my challenge is with the fact that the principal body is saying we cannot do this, and then a sub national commission like the state, yes, a state commission which is under a sub-national, is now saying we are going to go ahead with the conduct of elections. So I do not know how we can marry this or resolve that question.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. Gentlemen, I thank both of you for your opening submissions. Ikenga, Chibike, we go way back. And I appreciate your respect for my platform. However, I think it's a bit unfair to Darlington, to use the words that you use, that you are above this level, because he's also equally eminently qualified to engage you in a discussion. Having, occupied the office that you are occupying right now as a former spokesperson for APC in River State, I get it. You have political differences, but that is what our platform does, which is we bring people with diverse views together, so that they can debate and have an open conversation. So it's what we do normally. It is also not possible for us to to subject our editorial decisions or policies to your scrutiny by taking permission from you to invite people here. However, it is totally within your rights for you to decide to honor our invitation or decline our invitation. And I totally accept it is within your rights. And for me, I'm grateful that you're here and that you've decided to do this because of me. But I think you were not fair to him to use those words on him. Maybe you help me understand as we go on why. So please try and understand with me, understand with us, and next time I will do well to let you know that, okay, this is, would you like to do it this way? But to change, we won't change our guests. And I think you've had very, very interesting conversations, both of you, in previous times. You can see I de-escalated everything by not referring to him as spokesperson, or I just said APC. So please try and understand with us and also support us to grow. We are in this together. We're in this together. All right. So Ikenga, please, back to you. Now, Darlington Nwauju has raised an issue which I never thought about. So I want to just give you a chance to comment on it. That INEC can't organize elections for the vacant Kana constituency River State House of Assembly seat, citing insecurity and maybe state of emergency. But the State Electoral Commission is able to, to organize an election there. Now, is it possible that maybe the State Independent Electoral Commission has said, now that emergency, that insecurity has eased following the good work of Ibo Geteba, so we are now able to organize it. Things are not the same as they were before. Is that possible? Is that what you think the situation is?
Okay, thank you, Kofi. I think that just before I delve into this, I'd like to make a passing comment on your response.
Yes, please.
I like to be decorous in my discourses. I like to be decorous in my engagements. I also do not want to see altercations that do not have a foundational basis. I'm not averse to speaking or engaging with anybody, howsoever and whomsoever the person is. But the issue that I raise is about decorum, about respect. We all agree that we do politics together, but we must show some respect to some of those who have one way or the other put their feet down in certain decisions, not because we are giving this opportunity on your radio and then I come to disparage anybody. I did not discuss, I didn't mention anybody's name.
Right.
The other you did was to mention someone's name. I didn't mention anybody. I'm just saying subsequent, let me know. Yeah, that was the basis of
all which let's move on. But
hitting the point now, firstly, let us understand that, yes, the local government is a very important tier of government, which brings governance very close to the grassroots and then makes decisions a lot more faster, and then technical areas are properly handled because it is close to the people and more technical. It's part of the devolution or decentralization of governance that we all know. But let me tell you, we must realize very vividly, even rudimentary government, rudimentary civics teaches us that once there is a state of emergency, once there's a state of emergency, in whatever circumstance, things don't go according to law. A state of emergency had arisen with banditry, had arisen with Boko Haram, had arisen even in the southeast with the BBN, in Imo State, where some persons who are agitated for Biafra had taken laws into their hands. State of emergencies exist in those circumstances. And then in the case of River State, there is a governmental recognition of a state of emergency. And that we are taught at the preliminary stages of government, that once there is a state of emergency, certain sections of the laws are suspended, rightly or wrongly. What do I mean? You can no longer freely talk about human rights. You can no longer freely talk about, things must be done according to due processes of law and all that as a result of the state of emergency. That being said, the local government election in Rivers State was affected by the state of emergency. Take note that there were issues that were addressed by the Supreme Court, wherein the local government election that was conducted previously were done outside the provisions of the law. And then going further, because there are processes that will be put in place before state of emergency will exit. And part of that is to ensure that the civilian or governmental structures or democratic structures at all levels be restored so that we can start the processes of development of our state. And this election, I must tell you, is not the other election. It's a special election under a state of emergency that you must not stick to the laid down procedures that it must follow this number of days before it happens. So if you check in a military regime, they set aside certain sections, and then under a civilian imposed state of emergency, some of the sections of the Constitution have been suspended. If they were not suspended, the governor of Rivers State, who is still suspended, would not have been out. The House of Assembly, which is still suspended, would not have been out. The local government and all that. So under this circumstance, how do we midwife a new structure of governance? We have to lay some of those things to rest and do our elections. And I can tell you, this election we hold and hold rightly because there's peace in Rivers State. Some of those who are advocating that the election should not hold, with due respect, I believe are those who do not want peace to come to Rivers State and development consequently. So I'd like to say that the elections, the local government election we hold, and preparations are in top gear. There is security here. There is peace now. Everybody is speaking nearly with one voice in Rivers State. And I think that that's the best thing to do to bring in development.
Okay. Darlington, it seems you're not happy with the peace that Rivers State is currently enjoying. That's just on a lighter note. But listening to what Darlington said, in 1 minute, can you respond before we go for our next commercial? Darlington, are you there? Can you hear me, please?
Well,
okay.
I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you. Hello, Kofi. Hello.
Yes, please go on. Please go on.
Okay. Now you made a passing comment on my being unhappy with peace. Was I part of the persons who called for a state of emergency in Rivers State? Was I part of the people that orchestrated it? We are all aware that it was choreographed. The state of emergency in the state was choreographed in order to meet political ends. And so even the local government elections is part of the wider, engagement to ensure that political end, the political end for which the state of emergency was set rolling, is met.
Darlington, I tell you what, when we come back from a break, we'll just allow you to continue before we ask further questions. Please stay with us.
In the kitchen game, there are players and then Agba Ballers, MVP, Player of the Year, 10-0, no rival. Become an Agba Baller with the new improved Maggi chicken flavor, made with a flavorful formation of onions, celery, turmeric to bring out your top game in the kitchen. Elevate the taste of your everyday dishes with delicious rich chicken flavor. Oh yeah, let's go.
New Maggi chicken flavor, my game changer. Hey, my people! Binato, they celebrate anniversary as Caretaker to all our customers there. For the whole month of August, all Binato dealer will give you 10% discount for any Binato product where you buy. Now, while stock lasts, offer go end 31st August. Not do yourself, waka go any Binato dealer within you today. Buy correct, buy Binato. Binaton, simply better.
All right. Business meeting in Banjul on Monday, then back to Lagos for the family dinner on Tuesday. Oh, can't wait for the boat cruise in Banjul on Wednesday. And then Friday, I will...
Hold up, all in 1 week? Do you realize Banjul isn't just across the street?
Well, with ValueJet's new routes, it's easier than ever.
That's right. Enjoy affordable flights, reliable service, and a smooth travel experience with ValueJet from Lagos to Banjul and back. Come along and experience Banjul, the smiling coast of Africa, with us. Book now at www.flyvaluejet.com.
ValueJet. Wings for everyone.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey. And when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of North seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
If the world was ending, I wanna be next.
It is an incontrovertible fact that the future of power is solar. It is becoming increasingly clear that solar is the way to go if reliable, clean, and uninterrupted power is our goal. Our homes need power, our offices need power, our public buildings need power, our lives and activities need power, and of course, I mean reliable power. Now, at the Solar World Electric Technology Limited, we have cut our teeth as professionals in the business of solar and renewable energy, ranging from inverters, lithium-ion batteries, solar panels, solar water heating systems, solar street lights, etc. You can visit our office at the Seco Mall, 5th Roundabout, Lekki Epe Expressway, Jakonde, Lagos, or our website on www.solarworldelectric.com, or you can call us on 0906 331 5492. Solar World Electric Technology Limited. We are redefining the limits.
What you're about to taste is so hot, it's got basket mouth singing.
Mini Ninja Pepe flavor. Yeah. Mini Ninja Pepe flavor. Chris. Heat.
Nothing brings the heat like the bold taste of Mini-Me Noodles Naija Pepper Flavor. Try it today and see for yourself. Mini-Me Noodles Naija Pepper Flavor. Slurp it like it's hot.
If person ask you say wetin be the game wey dey totori you pass, you go tell them say na better know all the time. No go dull yourself o, make you follow join for the ogbonge betting options, fast cash out, missions wey dey engaging, and get welcome bonus wey fit reach 200,000 naira. Better know the game don start. Make you dey bet responsibly. Na only for people wey don pass 18 years. Better know na proud partner of Aston Villa.
Na so I dey on my own o. Na im message enter my phone. Fiam. I can't click am. Fiam. Na so my money for account go. Fiam. Hey, if to say na Airtel you dey use, dem for first alert you before you click am. Airtel dey identify spammers, then alert dem customers with AI-powered service to make sure say you no fall mugu for wuruwuru scam messages. No charges, no subscription needed. Me sef dey go join Airtel. Fiam.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
No be party jollof dey send.
Abeg, make nothing hungry you again today o.
Na your pregnant wife dey follow talk so.
Neighbor,
abeg neighbor, just one spoon.
No wahala.
Chef, wetin be your secret?
Now, Mr. Chef Seasoning Powder. Mr. Chef Seasoning Powder get spicy stew, goat meat, fried rice, and roasted beef from great aroma to great taste.
Elevate every meal with Mr. Chef Seasoning Powder. Chef.
All right, class, settle down. Today, let's talk about how you started your day.
We got dressed and had pancakes with John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate for breakfast.
My mom makes John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate for us too.
My mom calls it instant goodness. My sister and I always put it inside our pap. It's so yummy.
John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate is a chocolate drink made of rich cocoa, milk, and sugar. Available nationwide in stores. John Vance 3-in-1 chocolate. Enjoy instant goodness.
Little body, big moves. Little brain, big learning. Your little child is eager to do big things. Every sachet of Cerelac Junior comes with the nutrition they need, natural grains, protein, and iron to support their physical growth, learning, and development. So you can fully enjoy your little one's big moments of growth.
Football is on.
Liverpool are champions.
When the streets erupt for screamers and last-minute winners, you know it's on. For the passion, the rivalries, the biggest football stars. Oh, it's on.
It's astonishing.
It's on everyone's lips, on every screen. It's on every week for the die-hard fans and even the occasional fans. Football is on, and it's on for every reason. Only on Supersport. Stay connected and stay with us, starting from DSTV Yanga.
Madam, I beg, bring one cold can of Malta Guinness.
I beg, make them two. Quick, before driver move.
Oh yeah, take. One na 600 naira. So now 1,200 for the two.
Yes, so Malta Guinness is now 600 naira. Now you get the same refreshing, nourishing, rich premium Malta Guinness for just 600 naira. Available at stores near you. Malta Guinness, here for every kind of view.
In today's housing update, real stories from Nigerians benefiting from the ARM Managed Ministry of Finance Incorporated Real Estate Investment Fund, MREIF, also known as MREF, a private sector-led initiative launched by the federal government.
Hello, my name is Mr. Obiora. Thanks to the MREF program, I just bought my first house in Enugu. I paid my 20% upfront and MREF paid the balance.
That's right. MREF is here to make owning a house a reality for more Nigerians, offering affordable mortgages of up to 20 years at a fixed interest rate of just 9.75% per annum. MREF is open to all Nigerians, and you too could move into your own house. For more information, visit any of the participating banks listed on the MREF website or apply at www.mreif.com.ng. www.mreif.com.ng.
This message is brought to you by ARM Investment Managers, Fund Manager for MREF.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it to stop?
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk. This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back. It's still the Morning Crossfire right here on 99.3 Nigerian. For my name is Kofi Bartels, and of course we're looking at the River State local government elections scheduled to hold on the 30th of August, 2025. So we're counting down. Today being the 5th of August, it means they have 25 days to the River State local government elections. Announcement made in Port Harcourt by the River State Independent Electoral Commission these days. Headed by Mr. Michael O'Day, from Cross River State. Of course, the reason I'm stating that is because there was a little controversy when he was appointed, but he was able to successfully scale through at the Senate hearings, National Assembly hearings, and he's been doing his job. All right, anyway, you heard from our guests. What you keep hearing is peace has returned to River State. There's no political crisis anymore. And, of course, it is this peace that is enabling the River State Independent Electoral Commission to be able to organize the local government elections. We have two guests joining us. Ikenga Chibike is a member of the River State chapter of the All Progressives Congress. He reaches us from Port Harcourt. We have Darlington Nwauju is also a member of the River State All Progressives Congress, also reaching us from Port Harcourt. Both men have, of course, occupied the office of spokesman, state, spokesperson for the All Progressives Congress, and they did both done a good job, appearing in the media and all that, occupying that office. All right, please call 0201-277-0993, 0201-277-0993, and of course, our second number to call, 0201-465-7190. 0201 465 7190. And please, you can have your say on any aspect of this conversation. Second number is for our female listeners. WhatsApp is only available for your messages. Okay, so please drop only messages, no voice notes or calls on WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is 08095 975805. 08095975805. And you can contribute via the live stream on YouTube. Search for Nigerian Info FM on YouTube. Drop a comment there on Facebook. We're streaming live as well. Drop your comments there. Also, you can search for Nigerian Info FM on X. We have a post you can also comment on. Thank you very much. Okay, so Darlington, before we went on the break, you were commenting, on you respond to what Ikenga Chibike said. So can you please conclude, make your point, please?
I said that I wasn't part of those who orchestrated the crisis in Rivers State. And so, talking about peace, we have been very neutral, and we have never, and will never be averse to having peace. Because the only way you can have development in any state or region or country is, of course, to have peace.
So you are saying you are in support of this? You are in support of this peace that River State is enjoying?
Well, if you want to describe, is there when there is no development, you cannot claim that there is peace without development. Because for me, nothing is happening in Port Harcourt. I wish you can send your colleagues to go around the streets of Port Harcourt and see how filthy the city is. And Chibike, the sole admin, he's been doing wonderfully well, allowing youth to take over the streets of Port Harcourt. But that's not the topic for discussion.
Okay.
Let me say this. My concern as an individual keeps losing in terms of resources. The October 5th, 2024 election was done or was carried out with taxpayers' money.
That's the local government, the previous local government election.
Yes, the one nullified on 28th of February this year.
By the court.
Now, the one proposed again will be done or executed that if it finally holds, it will now be executed again with money belonging to Rivers people. It is not money coming out of the pocket of any individual. And so I have wondered as an individual, the level of transparency that the current set of persons inherited from the previous persons suspended by the sole administrator. And when once democratic institutions are suspended, Kofi, I want to tell you for free that when you suspend democratic institutions and then you want those who are beneficiaries of the suspended democratic institutions, in quotes, to now midwife a process that will now bring about lasting democratic structures, such as we are now discussing or talking about or hearing about, then you will agree with me that a lot will be swept under the carpet in terms of transparency, in terms of due process. There is no way, because a man is now running on autopilot, and so he can wake up one morning and tell you that the local government elections will cost him 5 billion, and there's nothing you can say or do about it, because nobody is directly supervising him.
But he has
the structures are suspended.
He has a national he has the National Assembly who are acting as check and balance, to his activities, actions.
Kofi, do you know what it takes to raise a single motion on the floor of the House of Representatives? Because the House of Representatives is supposed to have taken. There was once I called for the House of Representatives to take over the legislative business of Rivers State. Now, do you know what it takes for the processes, the bottleneck, the bureaucratic bottleneck required before a motion comes on the other paper of the House? Do you know the kind of lobbying it takes? And so you expect persons who are busy with other things, taking or functioning or focusing on the duties pertaining to a subcommittee, an ad hoc committee to oversight Rivers State, and you think that is enough for a state as important and strategic as Rivers State, that somebody will sit at Abuja and oversight what is happening in Port Harcourt?
Okay, all right. So, but you,
you don't have to tell me that.
But you seem to doubt that
my argument.
Yeah, you seem to doubt that the local government election will hold.
You say I seem to doubt what?
That the local government election will hold on August 30.
No, you see, when it's only a matter of semantics. It's a matter of semantics, because you cannot avoid the use of the if word, because this is only, we are talking in terms of probabilities. We cannot say for sure, because I am not a Nostradamus, and I cannot wear the cap of a stone.
Okay.
So
right.
You permit or you allow the use of the if word.
Okay. Let me quickly go to.
On the basis of my own argument, is that the setting, this whole setting in Rivers State will not and cannot allow for a truly democratic process to be bettered, and you can see that.
Okay.
With the activities of
let me bring in because of time
of the research itself.
Let me bring in Ikenga now because of time. Ikenga Chibike, what do you say to? Because I've heard it before. In fact, the River State Civil Society's organization, they've also come out to say that that election cannot hold. It should be cancelled, etc., etc. But some people are saying, you know what? If we're talking about democracy, was the election that produced the APP candidates, was that one democratic? So what do you say to some of these arguments that this election will not be democratic?
Okay, thank you, Kofi. I think that we need to put a bite into this discussion. Firstly, as the substantive publicity secretary of APC, I can't sit here to listen to your guest try to impugn on the character of the President of the Federal Republic, who incidentally is the leader of APC, by saying that the state of emergency was choreographed, was orchestrated with a particular political interest in mind, and that in his view, that the local government election is part of the reasons for the orchestration. So again, I knew that he was a member of the APC, and if he is still a member of the APC, I do not think that he can speak in that light as to how the president, the APC, and the local government election is being carried out. That being said, I'd like to further state that in Rivers State we have centripetal and centrifugal forces. We have anti-democratic forces who are against the return of civil rule in all its ramifications, the return of democratic structures in all its ramifications. And I think that those who champion the non-return of the democratic structures are the anti-democratic forces and those who are opposed to the peace in Rivers State. I can tell you, you're also aware that today nobody comes on air to disparage the governor, nobody comes on air to disparage the minister from the groups that they had. The minister and the governor had reunited, and they are working together in peace. And of course, they are the people at the topmost leadership position in Rivers State. And because they had addressed the press, telling them that there's peace in Rivers State, we are getting to Uhuru now. So you see that people are no longer involved in altercations and bitter politics that are unnecessary, and that's what we require at this time to properly put Rivers State together in our march to the development of the state. I'd like to tell you that the election fixed for the 30th of August for the 23 local governments to elect the chairman and councillors of the local government, those who will run and who will be at the helm of the affairs of the local government, we hold successfully as everybody is in sync, and it is part of what we need to do to properly put our state in the Committee of States where it rightly belongs. So we are happy that today no life is threatened. We are happy that ethnic jingoists no longer come to threaten people. We are happy that everybody seems to understand that this state of emergency shouldn't have happened. Had we realized ourselves earlier, now that we have realized ourselves, those who have been asthmatic, those crisis entrepreneurs who, of course, reaped a deep hole in the treasury of Rivers State are now, frustrated. And they do not want to see any reason why we must have peace, why we must restore the democratic structures for the good of our people, for good governance and proper development of Rivers State. And I can tell you that all peace-loving Rivers people, all development-minded Rivers people are in sync that there is need to finish the local government election because the governor has to return. By the special grace of God, the governor has to return by the first week of the earliest part of September. So every structure will have, and the House of Assembly will also return with him, so we can start development of our state. That's where we are now. Anybody who is thinking outside that, you want to sustain the crisis in Rivers State, it's a no-no for us as Rivers State.
Okay, so does this mean that the local government election is a prerequisite to the governor's returning?
Yes, it is. It's a conductor sine qua non for the restoration of because it's also part of the democratic structure. So we are starting from the local government, we restore, and then we restore the House of Assembly and the governor. And then the structures are in place, and then we move on to development.
Okay.
And downplay toxic politics.
Okay, fantastic. So tell us about the pact. There seems to be some pact, between APC in Rivers State and PDP in Rivers. In fact, yesterday, Ikenga, what I said was that this is the first coalition we're having this year, APC and PDP. If what we read and what we hear is true, that they decided to work together in terms of producing the candidates. Some of the candidates from APC will be supported by PDP. They won't produce candidates in those local government areas, while some candidates of PDP will be supported by APC. So APC will not produce candidates in those local government areas. If that is the case, then that, like I said yesterday on this program, is the first real coalition we're having in Nigeria this year. When looking at true meaning of the word coalition. So tell us about that arrangement, that pact. Is it a joint ticket, joint consensus candidates between APC and PDP in Rivers State?
Well, I think they're just conjecturing. I am not aware of any pact, so to speak. I know that APC have gone into their primaries and elected their candidates for the local government elections. So if you're telling me, because by the benefit of insight, you may have more information than myself, but to the best of my knowledge, there is nothing like a joint ticket as we speak, because every political party has to present their candidate. And as far as I
told you I read and I heard.
Oh, you read? Okay, so I don't know the source
in the papers yesterday. That's why I invited you.
Okay, so it could be the opinions, it could be the imaginations of those who wrote or put the information for people to get. What I'm concerned about is that APC in Rivers State, like I told you severally, we are better organized today because we have a better leadership that we had had in the past.
So do you have candidates? You have candidates for all the local governments on the forthcoming local government election.
APC.
Yes.
As we speak today, we have candidates in all the 23 local governments and councillors.
Okay. And there's nothing like we'll support PDP, candidates.
We are not members of PDP. We are members of the APC.
Okay. I mean,
when we get to the bridge, we cross it.
Okay, but did you read the papers yesterday? I'm trying to whip up one of them.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it means it's fake news then. It means it's fake news.
What is fake news, if I may ask?
That PDP and APC are presenting, a joint ticket for the local government election. Consensus candidate, let me call it that.
I was not in any meeting as the publicity secretary of APC where any of such decision would have been taken, and I ought to have been there. So since I was not in any meeting where that had happened, I will not say what I do not know. But what I know is that APC's candidates have all emerged. In the 23 local government areas of Rivers State, and all the councillorship candidates have also emerged. And then we're ready for the 30th of August election.
Okay. Darlington, we hear that Chief Emeka Beke, who is described as a factional chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State, has written to the new national chairman of APC, your party, Professor Nentawe Goshwe Yewada, to how will he put it now? To demand the cancellation of the party primaries that produce the local government, candidates of the party, and also to ask him to recognize him as the chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State. So tell us about that, because I don't need to add any other thing. Please go on, Darlington, briefly.
Okay, Kofi. Yes, please. Before I respond to your question,
we have too much time.
Let me say this, because it will be
quickly, please.
It will be a disservice to my. Yes, Kofi. I said it will be a disservice to my. It will be a disservice to my training as a communicator. It will be a disservice to my training if I sit down here and do not correct certain unprofessional utterances by your guests. Now, there is what we refer to as manifest and contextual meanings to words. Now, when I spoke emergency in Rivers State to meet political ends, I was not referring to Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief orchestrating those.
Okay.
Because prior to March 18th, when a state of emergency was declared, there was the detonation of an IED on Aba Road close to a very popular hotel, a four-star hotel in Rivers State. And I wouldn't mention the name of that hotel because it will amount to an advert. Now, I said there were situations, the ground was prepared for the declaration of a state of emergency.
Okay,
it was not
okay.
Mr. President
Because
that
of time.
detonated IEDs.
Yes.
And even on the 18th of March, the day that declaration was made, but it is necessary.
Yeah, your point has been made. Just
because your guest
quickly,
over
briefly,
is trying to misinterpret my comments.
Okay, we don't have time.
So,
we're out of time.
Let me say this, Kofi. As we speak, yes, you asked me about the letter written by Chief Emeka Beke. Now, yes, he wrote to the new national chairman of the APC, drawing his attention to the subsisting judgment of court, which we are all aware that the party under Ganduje had appealed, and in fact, as we speak, there are 3 appeals lying before the Court of Appeal Port Harcourt Division, seeking to oust or quash or nullify or set aside the judgment of the Court of First Instance. And so, Chief Emeka Beke believes that whereas there is an appeal over those judgments, he deserves the right, and his executives deserve the right to enjoy.
I'm in love. Sonia tomato mix, stand up. Easy to open, easy to squeeze, easy to scoop, and easy to stir.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
Now so I did on my own. Now message.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria.